Here are some effective budget hacks to help you save money. 1. The 50-30-20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income towards necessities, 30% towards discretionary spending, and 20% towards saving and debt repayment. Stay tuned as we will break down this rule more in depth. 2. Track your expenses. Monitor where your money is going to identify areas for reduction. 3. Automate savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings or investment accounts. For cut subscription services, review and cancel unused subscriptions like gym memberships, streaming services, or magazine subscriptions. 5. Cook at home. Prepare meals at home instead of eating out or ordering takeout. 6. Avoid impulse buys. Create a shopping list and stick to it to avoid making unnecessary purchases. 7. Shop smart. Look for discounts, use coupons, and buy generic or second-hand items when possible.
Just a reminder to check out my blog site on natural health, remedies, medicines, and books. Link can be found in the description of this video and also pinned in the comments of this or any other video on the channel.
8. Cancel credit card annual fees. Negotiate with your credit card company to waive annual fees or switch to a no-fee card. 9. Save on groceries, plan meals, use cashback apps, and buy in bulk to reduce grocery bills. 10. DIY and repurpose. Get creative with DIY projects and find new uses for items you already own. 11. Use the envelope system. Divide expenses into categories and place the corresponding budgeted cash into labeled envelopes. 12. Take advantage of employee benefits. Utilize tax-advantaged accounts like 401k, FSA, or HSA offered by your employer. Remember, small changes can add up over time. Start with 1 or 2 hacks and gradually work your way up to achieve significant savings. Explaining the 50-30-20 rule more in depth. The 50-30-20 rule is a simple and effective budgeting guideline that allocates your income into 3 categories. 50% for necessities, essential expenses. Housing, rent, a mortgage, utilities, insurance, food, and groceries. Transportation, car loan, gas, insurance, or public transportation. Minimum debt payments, credit cards, loans. Essential services, phone, internet, subscriptions. 30% for discretionary spending, non-essential expenses. Entertainment, dining out, movies, hobbies, travel. Personal spending, clothing, accessories, gadgets, upgrades, or luxury items. Miscellaneous expenses, gifts, subscriptions, unexpected expenses. 20% for savings and debt repayment, long-term goals, emergency fund contributions. Retirement savings, for example, for 401k, IRA. Debt repayment, paying off high-interest loans or credit cards. Long-term savings goals, college fund, down payment on a house. This rule helps you prioritize essential expenses. Enjoy some discretionary spending, build savings, and work towards long-term goals. Remember, this is a flexible guideline. You may need to adjust the proportions based on your individual circumstances, such as high-interest debt or specific financial goals. The 50-30-20 rule helps with debt in several ways. 1. Prioritizes essential expenses. By allocating 50% of your income towards necessities, you ensure you're covering essential expenses, including minimum debt payments. 2. Debt repayment. The 20% allocated for savings and debt repayment can be used to pay off high-interest debts, such as credit card balances. Make extra payments on loans or mortgages. Build an emergency fund to avoid going further into debt. 3. Reduces discretionary spending. By limiting discretionary spending to 30%, you're less likely to accumulate new debt from impulse purchases or lifestyle inflation. 4. Encourages debt snowball. Once you've built an emergency fund, you can focus on debt snowballing, paying off smaller debts first while making minimum payments on larger ones. 5. helps avoid new debt by prioritizing savings and debt repayment. You're less likely to take on new debt such as personal loans or credit card balances. 6. Builds financial discipline. Following the 50-30-20 rule helps develop healthy financial habits such as regular saving and debt repayment, leading to long-term financial stability. Remember, the 50-30-20 rule is a starting point. You may need to adjust the proportions or focus on debt repayment more aggressively, depending on your individual circumstances. The snowball method explained. The debt snowball method is a debt reduction strategy that involves paying off debts in a specific order, gaining momentum and motivation as you go. Here's how it works. 1. List all your debts. Start by making a list of all your debts, including the balance, interest rate, and minimum payment for each. 2. Sort debts by balance. Sort your debts by balance, from smallest to largest. 3. Pay minimum payments on all debts except the smallest. Make the minimum payments on all debts except the smallest one. 4. Attack the smallest debt. Put as much money as possible towards the smallest debt until it's paid off. 5. Move to the next debt. Once the smallest debt is paid off, take the money you were paying on it and apply it to the next debt on the list, along with the minimum payment. 6. Repeat the process. Continue this process, paying off each debt one by one until all your debts are paid off. Example, credit card A, $500 balance, $25 minimum payment. Credit card B, $2,000 balance, $50 minimum payment. Car loan, $10,000 balance, $200 minimum payment. You'd pay off credit card A first, then credit card B, and finally the car loan. The debt snowball method works because quick wins, paying off smaller debts first, gives you a sense of accomplishment and momentum. Building motivation. As you pay off each debt, you'll be more motivated to continue the process. Simplification. Focusing on one debt at a time makes the process less overwhelming. Remember, some experts recommend paying off debts with the highest interest rates first, debt avalanche method. However, the debt snowball method can be more psychologically effective for many people.
Happy budgeting, and remember, good vibes only.
Ni anda.